Suicide Squad, bigger, longer, and uncut. Batman has a title. Maybe. And I don't know exactly where I am. DC Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
Good afternoon and welcome to DC Movie News. We're happy to be back.
I'm very happy to be back.
Wow, it's dark under there.
I hope people know I'm not the crown jewel. I'm sitting in her seat.
You're not the crown jewel.
It feels so wonderful
You're
sitting in her
like
seat.
the rabbit's foot at best. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DC Movie News for another week. I am your host today, Adam Gertler. You can find me at Adam Gertler. This is my Batman shirt. There are many others like it, but this one is mine.
That's the real one.
Joining us today, we have a very special guest, a close friend of mine. He is a singer, songwriter, food expert, restaurateur, television show host.
Go on.
He is from the almost famous band, the Piper Downs, the almost famous band, the Bognar Brothers, of the restaurant The Point. He hosted the show Food Tech on History Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, a nerd for DC and a man who used to be much fatter, Bobby Bognar.
Well, thank you. That was an almost perfect introduction, Adam. Thanks so much.
Oh, it was almost perfect?
Almost perfect.
Honestly, that's pretty damn good.
It was off the top of the dome, too.
That's why you
what?
get paid the big bucks.
Well, I'm not high on cold medicine, and as it
I
turns
was gonna
out,
say, you're
oof,
with us today, aren't you?
so much sharper.
All right.
That is really,
Like a
cold,
tack.
cold medicine is almost worse than the cold.
Yeah,
no.
It's better
I
than
think
the
it's-
cold.
I
What are
mean,
you
I
talking
guess.
about?
It depends what you're doing. If you're trying to...
it tricks you. It's like, I don't feel sick because I'm like, on cloud nine.
Yeah, I guess. But when you're trying to be sharp, it's not good. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know him because his favorite holiday is Christmas. He wears a
coming
leather
soon.
jacket like no other. He knows more DC stuff than you or me combined.
Yeah,
He's a
maybe.
great actor. You can find him playing the role of the nurse as well as all the other roles in his one-man production of Romeo and Juliet at the Hudson Theater in Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikey Christmas, Mike Kalinowski!
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
And now, sorry.
I got a real quick shout out that I forgot last week. Matt Bowers, very loyal follower of ours. It was his daughter's first birthday, Evelyn, and I forgot last week to do it. We were so wrapped up with all four of us. So, Evelyn, happy very first birthday. Matt, I'm sorry, but thank you for being a great follower of ours. And
Evelyn,
we're raising...
a transmogrified dog.
What?
No? Zappa? Anyone?
No, over my head.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, I'm excited because I'm going to the Desert Trip Festival this weekend,
Old Cella.
also known as
Old-
Old Cella.
Old
Some of you
Cella?
may not know, my favorite band and my spirit animal is the Rolling Stones. I'll get to see them tomorrow night with
Oh.
Bob Dylan. And I get to see Paul McCartney and the great Neil Young, who's one of my all-time favorite artists.
And The Who, right?
The Who I've never seen before, even though it's half a Who. And then Roger Waters, who, while his politics might be a little bit questionable, I love Pink Floyd. And in that tradition, in that vein, we brought a little music of our own.
Whoa.
That's a setup.
It's the DC Movie News.
Shigga-da-ga!
With the DC Movie Crew.
That's right.
It's the program that you choose for your DC Movie News.
Yeah! Oh, man, I bet.
Theme song.
The crown
My gosh.
jewel of DC Movie News, Roxy Striar, and the man with the swerve, Jonny Loquasto, wish they could be here
They
to
can't.
join us, but they
No,
can't today.
they're off gallivanting around who knows where.
Gallivanting about.
Gallivanting.
It's so sad.
But
Ladies
when
and
they realized
gentlemen.
that when you guys realized that the crown jewel couldn't be here, you had to bring in someone equally beautiful and graceful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fill the void.
Slightly more
No.
beard.
It's
Right.
exactly why we brought you, because you're so
'Cause of
beautiful
beauty, right, yeah.
physically to look at.
That's right.
Right now.
That's right.
Exactly. Let's talk about some DC movie news. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thought it was gonna be a slow week, but stuff was just dropping left and right.
kind of a lot of stuff.
Kind of big
Well, then
stuff.
now we have, I have a feeling like a lot more stuff is going to drop with New York City Comic Con.
That's a big, yeah.
And I gotta say, I've never felt the brunt of New York City Comic Con as much as this year. I really feel like they're stepping it up.
I don't think
You're douding me. We're already starting off.
we're gonna start off. Yeah, this is gonna be it.
You don't think that there's
This
gonna
is
be anything new?
This episode today's gonna be like, what was it? Rocky 3?
Should I move in
Where they went
between
at
you
the two,
guys?
where they
Should I be
were
worried?
slowly building over a couple movies, and they got to it.
Why are they carrying him?
Hey, ring the bell, ding ding.
He's walking.
I don't know because I haven't. What do they got? Wonder Woman they're gonna show?
Maybe. I mean, if they show Wonder Woman, is that
There's
not a big deal?
Been much talk. I don't know.
We'll see.
I never think of New York Comic-Con as a big comic. I know it's huge. I know it's the East Coast version of San Diego.
My point is that I think it's bigger now than it was. I think it's biggest this year.
Yeah, of course.
In fact, so much so that like Kamikaze now is called LA Comic-Con.
Yeah, I saw that. Was it Stan Lee like in court getting it officially named that?
Well, I mean, now his face is everywhere on the posters. We live in Los Angeles. That's very exciting. I'm going to go, and I might pay $300 to meet Stan Lee because at this point...
It's $300?
I don't know what it is, but I feel like at this point, I'll pay whatever it is.
How many more kamikazes will you have to meet him?
I just feel like it's something I have to do, and I don't really care. So... Maybe surprising no one, the very, very successful film Suicide Squad announced a little information about its Blu-ray, and that it will
Came out of nowhere?
It'll have an extended cut.
Which we didn't think it would.
We didn't think it would, as opposed to Batman v Superman, which announced its extended cut before it opened in theaters.
Ayer even said, "What's on screen is my director's cut."
Right, yeah.
So,
we're going to talk about it in a sec, but let's take a look at this little teaser trailer because it's so short.
All right.
Brought to you by the Girls of Gotham.
That's the thing with YouTube nowadays. You got to throw up commercials there, but you know we'll take a look at it.
If Gotham does one thing excellently, it's casting females.
True.
Yeah,
They're all the lovely ladies of Gotham for sure.
I would agree on that one. So, they are crazy, so that's good. I don't know. I'm thinking about giving Gotham another round. I don't know. I've given up on it. I just gave up on it very early on.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
And me being a Batman guy says a lot, but we'll see what happens here. Well, they're really making us work for this one, aren't they?
Wow. We really want you to know they have some
Women on this show.
I guess.
Isn't this show about Gordon?
More or less. More or less, she is really, really attractive.
Yes.
There's no shortage of attractive women on that show.
Valerie Vale. Yeah, they get better and better. It really is. Everybody's pretty on that show.
This is the longest commercial I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For this thing.
Were we not? Did we not show the teaser? Are we off the rails already? So that's Gotham.
Yes.
That's a thing. And it's a DC-related thing, Mad City.
All right.
We'll talk about that a little later. That's like a pre-teaser for what we're going to talk about then. But anyway, with regard to the Blu-ray, check it out. There is an extended cut teaser. Did you catch a lot of new images in the extended cut teaser?
Well, from the beginning, you knew there was so much shown already before Suicide Squad came out that when you see the movie, you're like, oh, where's that? Where's this scene? Where's that scene? Where's this scene? And now they're showing it all again. There's a lot of Harley Joker stuff missing that I think we're going to get for this film.
Some people think it's like, oh, it's going to be the Ayer cut. I don't think that's what's happening at all.
He said it wouldn't be, right?
Yeah. So what do you think we'll get?
I think this is like BVS. It's the ultimate cut. It's like that was never called.
Do you
the
even think
director's
it'll
cut.
be as different as because I think BVS was very different on the Ultimate Edition.
And even though it was only a half-hour extra footage, it's incredibly different movie. This is. Was it 12, 13 minutes more?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be fleshed out more. I think the Joker Harley stuff is what's going to be.
Bobby, did you see both the regular cut and extended cut of BVS?
I did not. I saw BVS twice in the theaters. I have not seen the extended cut. But the way you've gone on about it.
I told you, like, for me, like, the biggest crime that film committed was, like, I didn't get enough of Superman's character, and it really brought that side to it. Gave me more Clark, gave me more Superman, just kind of fleshed it out.
Made him a reporter, a well-rounded character.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous film. I mean, say what you will about the narrative problems, but the film has, like, going back to it and rewatching it, it's beautiful. It's like a film you really want to watch, just like still images.
I read a lot of like people talking about this, the Suicide Squad extended cut, and will it fix problems? Where they said BVS, even if you didn't like the original film, it's still a beautifully shot. And especially then with the director's cut, it all flows together, or the ultimate cut. It's a well-put-together movie. Suicide Squad seemed like it was almost two different movies at one point, where you had the beginning hour was one type, and then at the end was another type. So, I don't know.
Obviously,
excited.
BVS is gorgeous to look at. I actually really like the visuals of Suicide Squad too. You know, my biggest problem with both of those films is the problem that I have with a lot of the superhero movies is that it always ends with a huge CGI monster at the end.
Right.
And that's my big thing. I invest myself into these characters, and then I'm pulled out of it when they're just going after some huge monster.
I feel like the camel's back has been broken with that. I feel like the word is out, and I don't think we're going to see the CGI monster / cloud / tornado anymore. I think the people have spoken. Yeah, I mean, for me, my overall issue with Suicide Squad just had to do with like character development. I wanted to see more. What I liked, and then there were other things I'm just like, just give me more. Give me like I want to see the characters build, and that's what makes me care about them. It's really not like how cool their little contraptions, look.
Right.
And like, with the one spoiler death that was happening in there, like, you didn't even fake me out on Slipknot, which I thought would have been effective.
Right.
Even
just giving him another minute or two of bio to make you invested just a little bit more instead of just knowing that he was going.
He needed that like little montage that everyone else got.
Exactly. Which would be something I would like to see in this extended cut.
But I also think that Jared Leto and I are on the same page that we would like more Joker in the extended cut.
I don't think there was anything more of Slipknot filmed. I don't think there's something to put in.
He was in for 2 days, right?
I think it's going to be Joker and Harley stuff. So that'll be exciting.
Well,
for the people that want that, that's what they get.
Harley Quinn's certainly got a huge showcase, and I thought that her, she was fleshed out really well.
Yeah.
I would have loved more of the relationship between Joker and Harley.
Yeah, I mean, and also, a confrontation never really happened between Task Force X and the Joker. Like, they never really crossed paths.
Mm-hmm.
But
then again, we weren't promised that, were we?
No, I just thought it was kind of interesting. It's like they're all in the film, and like the fact that the Joker and them never meet.
Right.
And it's like, except like, he's by them in a helicopter, and then it gets like shot down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also heard that there were scenes that you see what happens when the helicopter goes down, right? Did we?
Because we back up.
We never saw the thing with his face all messed up, right?
That was him popping back up at the end.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
What I don't like about this.
Yeah.
Is that the digital is being released
a month,
and I gotta do this again with BVS. I'm not gonna do it this time.
I'm not doing it this time.
BVS, I went and I bought it $20 on Amazon Prime. No special features because I wanted to watch before it came out, and of course I own the Blu-ray. With this, I'm not doing that. So I hate when they do that far advanced.
Hey, how about this greedy Warner Brothers? Why don't you do?
They sound like Paramount when they do this kind of thing.
What some video game things do, where you buy part of it, or iTunes even does. When you buy like part of an album, it's like a discounted price to buy the rest of the album.
Yeah, like an album.
Like if I buy the digital copy, how about you hook me up and like let me pay a little less for my hard copy?
Give me a coupon for $10 off.
Since you already give me a free digital copy whenever I buy the Blu-ray, how about it going in reverse instead of holding the month over me because I'm a fan of you?
Yeah.
I'm
not a fan of this, and I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not going to do it.
Mikey Christmas.
I'm going to wait a month.
Has stood all he can stands, and he's not going to stands no more. Earlier this week, it broke that Ben Affleck spoke about the title while promoting his film, The Accountant, which looks freaking awesome.
Did you see it? Well, a year ago, we were on the show here, and I had mentioned, hey guys, I went to a special screening of an Affleck film. I cannot tell you anything about it.
I remember this.
You will not doubt him as Batman, and it was for this movie.
Wow.
It's a phenomenal movie.
It looks so good.
There are fight scenes in that and action scenes with him, and it's not a very heavy action movie, but the scenes that he does, you're like, oh, because at the time a year ago, Batman wasn't out still, or BVS, and people were like, I don't know. If this movie would have come out back then, there would have been no doubts. He's fantastic in it. It's different because he's autistic. The character's autistic in it. Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
But it is so well done. So I want to see it again because I'm interested to see what they've changed.
Yeah.
If anything.
Well, that's cool, and he's also in that with his Commissioner Gordon co-star. J.K. Simmons is in that, so that's kind of cool. But basically, while he was doing press for that, it kind of came out that the title that they're going with, and this is some great fan art, I don't know if that was done by one of our fans.
That is, the suit that they're using is made by a company because I bought it.
Oh, you did?
I have that suit that's made off of. I remember the image that was.
Are you going to wear that in the studio?
You damn right I am. I'm prepping that thing. It's going to look awesome.
Oh, you
kidding
giant
me?
nerd. Oh, I love it.
Of course.
So Affleck said, it's the Batman. That's what we're going with is the Batman.
Yeah.
And which everybody loved.
Why
Everybody
would you
thought
mess
it
with
was
that?
going to be called that.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. And going back to my earlier point, if any director can make a Batman movie that won't have a big CGI baddie at the end, it's going to be Ben Affleck. and he is going to kill it. I can't wait for this. I mean, his movies are so good when he's directing.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
Pairing up his great performance as Batman with a grounded, reality-based Batman is going to be fantastic.
Now, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of his movies too, but I did not like the trailer for Live by Night.
Why not?
Did you? I just didn't like the costumes. I didn't buy the world. I didn't
the
buy
period
him.
piece of it.
And I love a period piece.
Okay.
Listen, I'm holding out. Like, he's earned my trust. Like, I'm always saying, like, why does DC get a lot of flack and not Marvel? Like, Marvel's over a lot of trust. Affleck, at this point, as a director, has earned my trust. But the trailer, I was like, huh? It just, and I know other people kind of echoed how I saw it, and some people saw it the other way.
What is it? The 30s, 20s, 30s takes place.
Yeah.
Prohibition. Yeah, a lot of it. And I know that they shot in Florida. So when you think of a period piece, 20s and 30s, you don't think of Florida. You think of New York with that feel. So a lot of it is like, it's those pastels, it's bright. So that felt a little weird, but
that's
got,
what it is.
He's got the goodwill of being phenomenal.
Well, he's done period pieces before, though. He did Hollywoodland, right? And then
that wasn't his directing, though.
He didn't direct?
No,
his first was...
But he did play Superman.
Gone, Baby, Gone.
Gone, Baby, Gone.
The Town, Argo, Now, Live by Night.
And look at Argo. Argo's another period piece, right? Where he nailed the tone.
I loved Argo.
He nailed it.
Someone posted on Instagram. Have you guys seen it? It's a shot from the Injustice comic book where Batman had his back broken and he's all bearded up, longer hair, and it's looked like Affleck from Argo. And they put them side by side. It's like, oh my god, it looks so cool.
That's so cool. Now,
Argo's
while
so
we
good.
all were jumping on the train, we heard Jeff Buke say earlier the week, oh yeah, it's about 18 months out. And then we heard Affleck, the whole internet exploded. It's called The Batman. Here's the latest quote brought to us by, I guess, Heroic Hollywood is where I grabbed this link from. This is a Ben Affleck quote. He's still doing press. And it must be amazing when you're doing press for one movie and like you offhandedly try to mention one thing and it's just...
It explodes.
Nerd culture. We suck on it. We suck the blood out of you. This is what Affleck said. I just mentioned the other day, it's been around for a long time, that the movie, there is no Batman movie happening yet. We're still trying to figure it out, get the script and budget and all that stuff. And someone said, what are you calling it? And I had said, like, back when we were doing, like, promoting another movie, I was like, you like how I'm gesticulating like Affleck does? I was like, we don't have a name for it. We're just going with The Batman or Batman movie or Batman. And I said that. And then it was like, Affleck announces the title of this new Batman movie. It was like, you can't even touch it without it being, and they're like, this title's so boring and this title sucks. Oh, so man, this poor guy. I haven't heard this title is boring and this title sucks. Like, everybody loves the Batman.
I don't know what do people want? Like, do they want, like, Batman... some big, the quest for night vengeance or something like what the Batman.
When you see the new costume, you look at it and you go, oh, that's the Batman. I mean, why wouldn't you?
No, it's
go
the
with
Batman.
Right.
I remember when I first heard that referred to, because like when I was a kid, it's like Batman was like from like Super Friends,
right,
and Batman was from the Dozier series, the '66 series. Yeah. When you say the Batman, it sparks, it has gravitas.
Gravitas.
Yeah,
so that's how it should be referred to, and it's awesome, and it's a great title. So, Affleck, I know you're hedging your bet because you don't want to get internet crushed again, but trust us, the fans, and go with it,
DC Movie News has your back on this one.
Exactly.
We endorse
for it.
He also shared his thoughts about BVS. And that he said, a lot of people rejected the tone of BVS, and he said that tone was very subjective, and that he felt that it was the tone of The Dark Knight Returns, which is obviously a big piece of the source material that Zack Snyder used. So do you agree that they captured that tone in The Dark Knight Returns?
In The Dark Knight Returns? Or
do you think the tone was similar?
I thought that I had no problem with the tone of BVS. I thought it was on. This is what we looked for this whole time, was a clash of ideologies, and we saw that, and that dark tone lended itself to it. I thought I enjoyed it. I thought that part was great. My problems were technical. My problems weren't with the tone. I loved it, and I loved seeing an adult thing that wasn't Killing Joke rough. And I thought that they nailed it. I loved the tone of BVS.
Yeah, awesome. What about you? Do you think? Did you think that the tone was like? Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, because it had the Bruce Wayne of the broken guy, like not broken, but the sense that this is my lot in life. This is what I got to do. You know, he had that sense of, you know, isolation that's from the...
But also an obligation.
Yeah.
A personal obligation.
I'm still doing what I got to do, and I'm not going to give up, but my life sucks, so...
I will say that for myself, I don't exactly agree. Because,
You're a huge Dark Knight Returns fan.
Well, I'm a huge Dark Knight Returns fan, and I'm also, what I always say is that has a lot of humor in it. It is very dark, but there is humor. I liken the tone of Dark Knight Returns more to my favorite film of all time, the original RoboCop.
You like the black humor.
I love the black.
I'd buy that for $1.
You know what I mean? Like, that to me, you can have darkness and still have some tone and still have humor. It's not one or the other. They're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
You know, it's interesting because they came out Dark Knight Returns came out a couple years before, but Frank Miller, having wrote RoboCop 2, like, you know, that style, that satire,
and Peter Weller later doing the voice of Dark Knight Returns.
It's all got
in fact, there's
tendrils into each other.
There's a scene in the Dark Knight Returns animated film where Batman comes out through the wall and grabs him, which is right out of
ripped
RoboCop.
out of it.
Yeah.
So, but you know, listen, they're getting there. I don't want to harp on that.
You digress.
I digress. He also, Affleck comments on why Deathstroke for the Batman film, which is sort of a backhanded admission that he is going to use Deathstroke for the Batman film. And his comments were something to the effect of he needed a threat that can match Batman on a physical level. So what do you guys think of the choice of Deathstroke, Affleck's reason? He's a great villain because I just had an instinctive feeling that he would match up with him well. You know, I'm a big admirer of the character, especially in the New 52, which I'm not as familiar with.
That's when he
version.
said that to me. That was kind of like, oh, you're a big fan of the New 52, huh? I'm like, okay.
Well,
I'm not a fan of Deathstroke in the New 52 at all.
what is the big difference between Deathstroke? I mean, I ask you as a
They
resident
rebooted it like
character
3
corner
times
master.
in DC New 52. They did like 3 different, like he's younger. And I think the last...
I thought he was older.
Before Rebirth, they did something and put him in a younger body.
Ooh.
And it was a younger guy. I want to say he didn't have the eye patch. I could be wrong on that. But I did not like it. It wasn't Slade Wilson to me.
Listen, for those of you that are not comic book readers out there, it is not uncommon in the world of comics to have a sort of Freaky Friday situation where you're put into another body. We've seen this
Right, it
before.
just happens.
So
You just need a mad
just
scientist and
accept
you'll be
that,
golden. But I think it's a great choice because the fact, if you guys read Identity Crisis, Deathstroke takes out, I mean, it's the second string Justice League, but he takes them all out by himself. He's got Elongated Man, Atom, Hawkman, Zatanna, and he methodically goes through how I'm going to take everyone out. And he's like, you know, I'll knock Green Lantern's concentration, I'll punch Zatanna in the throat so she can't talk to give her his thing. A ray of light will blind Atom and shrink him down to a microscopic level. So he's like going through and taking everyone out. It's like, he's perfect villain for Batman.
And also, don't you think that maybe when Ben is thinking of the villain to put up against Batman, that he, you know, we've already seen the Joker in several incredible incarnations.
So thank God it's not the Joker.
Right, or the Riddler. You know, maybe he feels like this is a new vehicle that he can bring to life in a way that most people haven't come to know as well.
And how about the fact, much to your point before, Bobby, that what we'll see ultimately is a showdown between two great freaking fighters with amazing weapons, and not a monster and a CGI cloud in the sky, but
the
like...
fact that, like, if the fight team that did the warehouse scene, and if you guys have seen the Arkham Origins, it was the game trailer of them two. I remember watching that going, why don't we get this in a movie? Why and it was just like, if they even scratch the surface of that, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I love the fact that it's not a villain we've seen before. I think there will be other villains in the film somehow. I'm excited for this mano-y-mano kind of thing. I'll mention my other favorite movie from the same year as RoboCop, Predator. Same kind of thing, like just a man versus monster, hunter, prey, stalker,
the
prey
city
kind of
is
thing.
their jungle.
That just comes down that comes down to just all the weapons go aside and it's you versus me, and that's what I'm really excited to see.
Strip down, just go bare knuckle.
But remember, they started
fisticuffs.
out as a team going up against the Predators. You know, I mean, there was Carl Weathers, there was
Yes.
Jesse Ventura,
Oh, God.
and they went in there, and it came down to one guy who had to make it happen.
And both those films, I'm digressing, guys, but both those films from 1987, 30 years ago almost at this point, they still look great to me. I mean, the effects still look great because it was that perfect combination of practical. There was really no digital effects.
If you want
right
a
there.
good night, go watch director commentary by Paul Verhoeven on RoboCop. It's sensational.
Where are you, Paul Verhoeven? Why aren't you
Sensational.
making American movies anymore? He got out while the getting was good. Let's see. Is there any more about? Okay, so also Affleck commented on. Oh, one thing about Deathstroke. Do you guys still think that he's going to be in Justice League at all? Do you think we'll see any
I
introduction?
have to believe he
They will
is.
tease for sure, at least.
have
If
to
he's not a
believe
big
that.
part of it, for sure he will show up to whet the appetite.
I think so.
I want to disagree with you guys just because I want to create conflict on the show, but I have to agree with you. I
Sneider was doing storyboards on
I
set.
think that's the idea. Now that we have the train rolling, my biggest complaint has been character development. Nothing to me is better than getting a little taste of a character,
Right.
so I have it in my mind, and then now when I meet him in the Batman solo film, I have a frame of reference.
Right.
Okay.
There's already some investment, and we don't have to waste quite as much story. It's like I always go back to that Quentin Tarantino reference. Like, he builds the legend of a character so well that when you see the character on screen for the first time, even you've just heard an anecdote about them and you're there. You're caught up with that character.
Invested.
Exactly. So I'm excited, and I do believe we'll get a little bit of Deathstroke, but I don't know if we're going to get a Batman Deathstroke situation unless Deathstroke punks Batman.
In Justice League.
In Justice League.
I don't know. Yeah.
The tactical suit, Affleck commented on that there was a very specific purpose for it.
Yep. I think it looks great. We've talked about that, right?
It has to do with the main
story
villain.
point.
It's a story point of Justice League. Again, a costume that, of course, drew ire from the internet because that's what it does, but I thought it was a great looking suit. What did you think?
How do people complain about this?
Well, that's not the actual suit.
No.
We're
I
talking,
mean,
the tactical suit.
how do
Okay.
they complain
Yeah,
about
they
the tactical
said it
suit?
looked like Night Owl because the goggles.
Yeah,
and
the
I'm just
goggles.
Like, he's
It
wearing
did.
those because
and the ears a little bit.
I just think that costume design in BVS, costume design in Suicide Squad, costume design that we're seeing here is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Even the little mock-ups with Deathstroke. I mean, the little test footage looks great for this stage of production.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really... Manganiello is a sexy man, and that is a sexy-looking Deathstroke. There's no denying that. Speaking of Justice League, so they wrapped the principal photography, and as people are wont to do when they wrap a big project like that, you have a little party, right? We used to do
After
it.
parties.
School play, choir, the Piper
Rap
Downs.
party.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
guys
sure.
would have
CD
a little
release
after party.
parties. Yeah, sure.
The one guy who actually brews his own beer in Detroit was not able to attend the after party. Jason Momoa, I think we got a picture of him that he tweeted out looking kind of out of shape as he was.
He's in what we call Bobby shape.
Yeah, he's obviously brewing his own beer, doing nothing but drinking it, lets himself go. He's got like 8 separate tiny rolls of flab going down like the
flab,
length of his body. Like that's disgusting. That is a beer belly. Look at that. That
Just let
doesn't even
himself
look like
go.
a guy that smells his own beer.
For a second there, when I first saw the picture, I thought he had those 2 giant the ropes in his hand. He was doing the rope exercises.
Yeah.
No, he's just giving the sign like, "What's up there?"
Oh, is that a
That's
little
Shaka.
Hawaiian?
Shaka
Yeah,
Bar,
like a Hawaiian. Look at him. He's just like,
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Who doesn't love this guy? So speaking of what they were filming up north, it just came out. Somebody was it in Iceland?
Iceland.
That there were some actual set photos found.
Location
So
photos.
Momoa says can't be at the party. Got to go film north. Internet speculates for 48 hours. Oh, maybe he's going to film some Justice League stuff, or maybe he's going to go be a ghost in Game of the Thrones, and his character Khal Drogo is going to come back because of the North and the thing.
If Justice League is wrapped, then what are they filming up there?
Well,
pickups.
they needed some additional pickups in Iceland, and they probably wanted to do it in November or
With the
October.
weather, yeah.
Right, because of a certain weather. And what it looks like here, if you look at the picture, it looks very much like, I'm assuming the fishing village that's referred to.
The town
on the
where-
water.
where the King's Tide, where that comes in, and
Right, where the
it
king
brings
tide
fish.
comes in and he...
Gives the fish.
The one party I do hope Momoa shows up to is I hope that there's a scene in Justice League where everybody's just having like a fish cookout outside, bundled up in their coats, except for Aquaman, who's shirtless, drinking beers brewed by Jason Momoa in Detroit. And there it is.
It could be like one of Adam Gertler's famous crawfish boils.
Oh yes, that's right. We get the crawfish straight from Louisiana, right from the source, people. J.K. Simmons had a little bit to talk about his role of Gotham. He reiterated the fact that, I'm not in it too much, but he was very excited to dip into this world, and he's very excited to be a part of this world, hopefully for a long time to come. Is anybody luckier than J.K. Simmons, who gets to basically kill J. Jonah Jameson, put that to bed so that anybody else that plays that role is going to have a tough time following?
That
then he
they will.
crosses the aisle and he's like, I'm Jim Gordon now. I'm over here now. What do you?
Could he make it the Gordon that after him no one else would ever be able to play it? Was that English? I tried to get that
You
up. I don't know
almost
what
nailed it.
happened. What
I don't know.
happened
Gary
there?
Oldman is pretty good. I mean,
Gary Oldman was a
I don't know if you know
great
this,
Gordon.
but Gary Oldman's got some chops. And you said he's lucky. Yes, he is lucky. But they say that luck or that success is a combination of luck and hard work. And no one's worked harder than Simmons, right? This guy's been on our radar, TV and movies for 25 years, busting his hump to really be a great actor. And boy, he's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the look is very much like a lot of the other, DCEU looks. It seems that what he refers to the fact that, himself, Zack Sneider, a lot of the other costume designers, they all kind of tried a lot of things, and they ended up on something that to me is very like out of the comic book page. I mean, it looks, save the more recent Gordon that shaved his mustache and shaved the sides of his head and put on a bat suit. But
Bat Gordon.
Bat Gordon, I don't know.
Not a fan.
But this looks really great.
I mean, it looks like he's right out of Tim Sale. That art
Yes.
with the floppy fedora and the cinched together trench coat. So
Yeah.
loving it.
Can't wait. So when do you think we're going to get like an actual trailer for Justice League? Like around
Well,
Wonder
I mean,
Woman?
I heard
during
it's
Wonder
coming
Woman?
to New York Comic Con. No. just-
So it's a year and a month.
We are a year and a month.
I don't know. I don't know if Warner Brothers has anything at Christmas. No, they're gonna focus on Wonder Woman for now.
Yeah. It's got to be before Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder Woman will
maybe
be up
right
first.
around-
with
I think
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman will
with
be up
Wonder
first.
Woman
yeah.
is going to get the
I think they're
first.
smart. They're not gonna because remember Suicide Squad. We didn't see anything before BVS. Really,
Right.
we saw a couple the teaser and this and that, but
But this is Justice League.
you gotta let Wonder Woman breathe. You gotta let it go. You gotta give
Yeah.
it. It needs the 100% support. It's
weird.
not Justice
Isn't
League.
it weird that we got this sort of trailer, but it's not a real trailer? I mean, it was very early in the filming, and they put something
Justice
together.
League?
Yeah.
Well, they said this is just for fans. This is
Right.
just to show you what we're doing.
But it's very officially put together.
But that was also like, hey, we know you're worried. This is our tone.
Right. And I
And
guess
it
we
appeals a
got
lot.
we got that same thing about a year before Suicide Squad at that Comic-Con too, where they
Right.
get that first trailer.
Right. So we've
So it
gotten
was like
a
that.
good amount of what we saw for Justice League. I don't think they need to show us anything
Yeah,
for a
I
while.
think you're right. I think they should kind of keep
Focus
it
on
under
Wonder
wraps.
Woman. Give Wonder Woman 100% right
Because
now.
they are keeping the Justice League conversation going, just in like the
course.
set visits and all the, like they're keeping.
They're learning from their mistakes, I think.
I think it'll be part of the promotion for Wonder Woman as we get closer
Yeah.
too. I mean, they're going to have to. They want to piggyback on that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So moving on away from the DCEU for just a moment, we had a new clip released. You can go find it online as part of DC All Access of Batman: The Return of the Caped Crusaders, which I believe is going to be in theaters with a Fathom
gonna get a
event
Fathom event
this
thing.
Monday.
Is it?
Is it Monday, October 10th? Check me on that, y'all. Chat room.
It's soon.
Did you guys see this clip? Have you seen any of the advertisements? What do you
Yeah,
think?
this I'm just not. I didn't grow up with the '60s show. It's not. I have no love for that whole incarnation of Batman. It's not.
So this wasn't even like as a kid, your
No,
first
I
live
watched
action
it.
thing?
Yeah, I did. But at that time, I was much more into like the Super Friends cartoon.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it just.
On the flip
Like-
side, I absolutely loved this trailer.
See, there we go.
Okay.
And it wasn't hearing Adam West's voice was great because it's Adam West, but hearing Robin's real voice, the voice that I knew as a kid, boy, that just absolutely Burt Ward. It made my day. I smiled for like 20 minutes after just hearing Burt Ward speak as Robin, and it looks like so much fun. I can't wait to see it.
And like Burt Ward is a guy like what in his 70s
Probably.
right now?
And what have you heard him do
Yeah,
since
because
then?
Adam West is almost 90, so.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, hey, there's a
Burt
huge
Ward is
market for that.
71 years old. He was born July 6, 1945. Adam West is 88 years
go.
old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of crazy that Michael Keaton's 65 years old and Burt Ward is only 6 years older.
That is crazy.
That's so weird.
Wow.
Julie Is it Julie
Newmar?
Yeah. Is she playing the Catwoman in this?
Yes.
Okay. And then they have some sound-alikes for some of the other ones.
Well, because Cesar Romero's gone, right?
Yeah, as Romero's gone, and
Frank Gorshin.
Gorshin's gone, Burgess Meredith is gone. But the new clip where they were all like in a band.
That was so the tone of the TV show.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I don't think the Fathom event will do as well as the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
That I think was an anomaly, and I think had that been better received,
Yeah.
maybe people would be a little more. But I also just don't know. I don't know how many people are really psyched to go out and run out and see this. Like, I don't. My question with this thing is like, who is the audience really for?
This will do
like,
better for on demand for sure, because it's definitely skewing to an older crowd who's not going to go out for a special event movie cartoon on a Monday night. You know, it'll do all right, but it won't do Killing Joke.
Although I will say that I got to see the Batman 66, or I don't know what year they did it, but it was that era movie. Was the movie done in 69?
Yeah.
I don't know when they did the movie, but that was great in the theaters. It played really funny with an audience.
Oh,
like,
wow.
in a way that, like, I've seen that film so many times at home, but to laugh out loud like that, I think I was also very drunk, to be fair. But it was really, really funny. So
seeing a film with a crowd is integral to, you know, the movie-going experience. It really does change things. I mean, I had such a great time seeing Suicide Squad with a rowdy crowd, fun. You know, if I saw it for the first time on video where I'm just at home, it doesn't have the same impact. You know, so especially something nostalgic like the original Batman movie with Adam West is seeing that with a crowd must have been a lot of fun.
It does look like that was actually 66 as well. Now we have Chris Pine talking a little bit about the character of Steve Trevor. Mike, how do you feel about this?
I think he just came out and said, "Hey, I'm playing Steve Trevor in World War I. That's it.
I'm not playing Steve Trevor's grandson."
Yeah, so interesting on that. I like Pine. I think he's a great actor in what he does. I love his Kirk. I've always been on board with him. I think he's great casting.
So Pine's comments, it was fun to fall in love with Gal Gadot. Sure, we all have.
Of course.
It was fun to do some comedy. It was fun to do some action. The part kind of asked for a little bit of all of it, so it was a good time. I think what's really fun and exciting about it, different about it actually, is that there's a nice love story at the center of the action film. I wonder if that means Diana is into dudes. And I don't think you see that often in these kinds of films. Well, that's pretty cool. I like to hear that. What do you guys think of those comments?
Yeah.
By all accounts, DC is trying to get more humor, right? Whether it's necessary or not is debatable. So the comedy didn't bother me, and obviously they need a romantic interest for a pretty leading lady. That's just kind of how movies work. With all the bisexual or rumors that have been going around and everything, I just don't think that's going to play super hard in their first female lead. You know?
And listen, if Wonder Woman's sexuality is fluid, then there's no reason that in the modern era she might have relationships with women, she might have relationships with dudes, and they don't need to make it about it.
Right.
And I think that's a strong move. I also think it's a strong move to commit to Steve Trevor in one time. Maybe that's how they got Pine, who's, you know, fairly in demand. I mean, he does a lot of things. So Mike, I can tell you don't love it. What? You don't love the idea that Steve Trevor is only a World War I guy.
No, I don't think you could have had Steve Trevor in both time periods.
No.
It had to, you know, it's
Well, Linda Carter did.
She did, right?
Yeah.
Well, because
he was in both time periods.
Well, they just changed
Right,
the second
I know.
season.
It's
They were
like
like,
they
"We're
just
not doing
changed
World War II anymore.
Exactly.
We're going to be in the '70s." And
You
same
know what?
cast though.
I watched that show and
didn't
I
think
didn't
about it
even
as a
know
kid.
that until
Oh.
like last week when
You
someone
watch it
said
and
that
it's
like,
like,
the
oh.
first season was a period piece, and then they decided to throw that out.
Yeah.
And they didn't acknowledge it or anything.
Nope.
So
Just kind of a soft reboot.
They were just kind of like milking their multiverse right there.
Yeah.
You can coin that phrase, by the way, milking the multiverse.
Well, you know, that stuff doesn't bother me at all. I think about it. You remember What If comics?
I sure
You-
do.
Okay, like those were the best, right?
Yeah.
And so when people get all riled up about things not being exactly, you know, in the continuum and stuff, you've just got to think about every film, every TV show is kind of a what if. You know, a what if comic that,
Yeah.
that might have just slight differences from what you were used to.
You know, that's my attitude with like recasting actors in the roles too. Like I would follow a book for 50, 60 issues, and that's a long ass run. That's a 5-year run. And then a new creative team takes over. It's rough, but it happens because the thing keeps going on. So if another actor shows up playing Batman in 5-6 years, like it's, you know, because Jim Aparo left and Norm Brayfogel's in now.
Well, I think you can count on that not being an if. I mean, someone else is going to play Batman
Yeah.
eventually.
No,
You know,
of
that's
course.
going to happen.
Yeah. You know, also, one thing I wanted to mention about the Batman movie, I had this idea, like, something I would like to see in the Batman movie chat room. I'm curious of what you think of this. Like, I've heard some people say, like, they wanted to prequel this. I think it's pretty clear that's not happening. I think that would be an awful idea. But I don't think it's terrible to do, like, flashbacks in almost a black and white sort of tone, maybe with, like, a different costume. That's the only way that I could possibly accept, like, a younger Batman if it was, like, in a different visual presentation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I don't like the idea of trying to do a Batman story where Affleck has to be de-aged or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Like, and also for the narrative of the universe, I don't like the idea of prequeling it. Right? Like, don't we want to move the
Yeah.
story forward?
It seems like that's what they're doing. We're not going to be going prequeling.
And we don't need another Theater Alley origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
No, we don't. I mean, but listen, you can, just like Steve Trevor goes back in time, just like Batman could go back in time. The DC universe constantly plays with space and time. And
Flash pointing it.
Flash
Flash is
it.
obviously the...
And for me, I play with time with my jamming new watch.
This is about as close to we get as messing with time.
Yeah.
Our watches. That's
Yeah.
an excellent segue.
I mean,
there.
I feel like this timepiece has been jangling a lot and probably destroying the audio of this podcast. But other than that, it looks pretty
visually-
damn
that's
cool.
why you got to go with the leather band like I've got right here.
See, you're a leather band
Well,
kind of guy.
these are, for you guys at home, these are what are known, it's a new company out there called Movement. And it's kind of cool play on words. It's MVMT, but it's pronounced Movement. It was founded by, it's a company, it was founded by two guys. They were like
Right.
college students, broke college students, like in a garage. Like I saw this thing, like all these great companies, Google,
Right.
Disney, Apple, they started in garages.
Yeah.
And they showed the pictures of the garages where these guys live. So I don't know where these guys are from.
To me,
but
what's crazy about these guys is like they found they had a common interest in an appreciation of watches.
A fine watches. That'd be like me and you. Like we love Batman.
Yeah.
No, they loved watches. They were classy dudes.
These
but
guys like
college-
something that they could do something with.
Yeah, college guys. They probably went to the department store, which we all go and we see it's like $600 for a watch. I'm like, are you kidding
Oh
me?
my God, yeah.
It's a thing that tells time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not even a Swiss piece. You know, it's something. You know.
So these guys like watches. That's the desire, right? Then the problem is watch is too expensive.
Right.
So they address the problem. And what they kind of found out in their research is that so much of that is the markup, the going to the
Now,
store.
this kills me. Being in Los Angeles out here, everything you're paying for, whether it's the name or the middleman, it's you know, and especially nowadays with Amazon where you can find the same thing and it's so much cheaper because you cut out whatever. But these guys, like, you know what? That's why these watches are so damn expensive, because it's all
Yeah.
we're gonna go and
Quality. You're talking about quality timepieces. That's the thing. Is you can
Yeah.
get a cheap timepiece, but you're looking for a quality.
No,
one.
these
Right, you
guys
want
wanted a
something good.
quality piece, and so what they kind of came up with was the fact that they can actually manufacture it themselves and sell direct, like a lot of people are doing now. This idea of direct marketing, and they came out with these badass watches.
Which first of all, I mean, they start at $95. That's what these things start at. $95, which to me, I love this watch. I went with, and there's all different series. Now, they
Yeah.
had, what did they have? It was the Classic, the Chrono, and the 40 series.
Yeah.
I go Chrono. Like, I
Okay.
love this thing because I want something like, look, you know me, I'm a leather jacket guy.
Yeah.
Look at it. Perfect. But I also wear a lot of, like, navy or gray suits.
Yeah.
And a brown watch can't go with a black suit or anything, but my navy, I needed a nice watch. I've worn this with the suit out.
Yeah.
And it looks great. I get a lot of compliments on it.
Well, I went with the metal band with the black on black here, and I obviously got that to go with my
Your
Dodge
car.
Challenger.
That's classic.
I was
Really
thinking,
classic.
like, I need to look badass in my Batmobile right here.
It's out the
Absolutely.
window, left hand out the window,
Yeah.
showing off the watch.
Now, you'll notice mine's jiggling around a little bit. It comes long, but you can actually knock out some of the links, and I did that. How I did that was I went on YouTube and I looked on how to adjust your links. I can maybe adjust another link or two.
I'm not a link guy. I like the leather band.
But
And
you
if
go with
anyone
the
knows
leather
about
band.
links,
Yes.
There you go. They've sold
Adam.
over 500.
Yes. I sure do. Oh, that was a sausage joke.
500,000 of these have been sold already.
500,000 since they started.
Yeah, but we talked about this, guys. This is stuff for you guys. You get 15% off today. So these watches, $95 to start off with. I saw in their range like they had 135, 140. You get 15% off today, free shipping, and this is the cool part, free returns.
That's always important because you actually want to try it, wear it, and see if it suits
See if it
you.
goes with your car.
See if
And
it goes with your
I'm like a
car.
classic guy, like the jeans, the t-shirt, the leather jacket. These watches were great for me, but guys, check out mvmtwatches.com/DC movie. So it's mvmtwatches.com/DC movie news. And I gotta tell you, I mean, you can't get anything better than that.
No, guys, they want to save so much money. They've even taken many of the vowels out of the world movement. Join the movement.
They're cutting the middleman out.
They're just cutting him
They saw
out.
movement, and they're like,
these
what?
vowels are expensive.
Too much. It's too much.
Why are you charging people for vowels? They know what it is. MBMT.
There you go.
Like
Movement.
MGMT. Like, just do it.
And what I kind of like is we're at the ground floor or something. They've sold 500,000, but it's not like something that's known like Timex. But it's going to be a company that's going to be around forever, and to be a part of it at the beginning like this, I think that's kind of cool. Like you're showing people and helping get the word out there. So I enjoy these watches. It's a great company, and I love giving to business owners like this instead of someone the middleman, Timex and this and that.
So we got the
I don't do that.
website. Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the show today. Roxy Striar is not here, so we don't have the TV Time theme song. Without the theme song, we have all these things to talk about, but without the theme song, we can't do the segment. So I guess we have to.
Adam, I can help you out with the theme song.
What do you mean?
What?
You're not Roxy Striar.
Oh, I am
I know
not
Roxy Striar, buddy. You're not Roxy Striar.
You're not in the catsuit.
What?
It's time for Roxy Striar's TV time. Sing along with me this rhyme. Roxy Striar's TV time.
She thinks that the Flash is time. DC movie news. It's time to talk TV time. Live version. Who saw that coming?
Smoking hot.
It's time for Mike and Adam's TV time. Mike and Adam's TV time.
boy.
She's gonna get upset now.
Okay, so a couple of cool things. A lot of premieres this week.
Big premieres.
What's that?
Flash and Arrow.
Flash and
Gotham.
Arrow. New Gotham. New Lucifer.
Gotham premiered a couple weeks ago. We're like three episodes of Gotham.
Three into Gotham.
But Flash it with Flashpoint.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk Gotham first, since it's been around.
Shoot.
Where are you at? What do you think?
Gotham
yeah.
affects my heart the way that the Miami Dolphins affect my heart. Which
Okay.
means that
I know. I see your posts.
no matter how
Bobby hates
bad
football.
they break my heart, I have to watch. So there's something
You're a
about
better man than
Gotham
me.
that keeps drawing me in, and I keep hoping for a payoff. And if it doesn't come in my lifetime with the Dolphins or with Gotham, I hope that my son will have a chance to see Gotham pay off or the Miami Dolphins pay off.
Football team. He's using the football team right
I was just in Florida, and the residents there said, "Oh yeah, we don't have a professional team anymore."
Yeah,
so.
jeez. But yeah, Gotham. Speaking of tone, I just think Gotham has design tone for days.
Yeah.
But my big issue with Gotham are the acting tones. Because
Yeah.
everyone's
It's
good,
all over the place.
but
Right.
they're all in different shows.
I couldn't agree more. However, I dropped it 10 episodes left last season. Started fresh this season, and for the most part, I've been enjoying it. And I can tell by how captivated I am. I love the Mad Hatter.
Mad
I really
Hatter's
love the take on
great.
Mad Hatter.
He's great. And you can't argue with Penguin or Riddler. Those guys
Yeah.
put on great performances that are right in the pocket for that show. And Mad Hatter is off to a great start.
Also, kind of cool to see, whatever you think about Bruce Wayne clone, the fact that you get to see Bruce Wayne be a little badass. It's a little Batman tease, right?
I think that actor is showing better as the clone than he has ever shown as Bruce Wayne.
His physicality is very different.
very different.
He did a great job. I also kind of love Selena Kyle, like the girl that plays her, and I say that in a very platonic,
Older man,
I know
younger
that
woman,
she's a young, but she's great. I think she's really good. Don't wait up for me, losers. Like
She's come a long way. Now, I've had trouble with the new Poison Ivy just in her 3 minutes of scenes.
Right.
She's not ringing well for me.
That doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
I still
but,
don't know why they call her Ivy and not Pamela.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's one of those what if moments.
Yeah, I guess so.
That is definitely a what if moment. Moving on, The Flash premiered
Yep.
this
It was fun.
week.
It was fun.
Flashpoint.
The speedsters again. It's speedsters changing time, changing history.
Rival.
Yeah, the rival.
Didn't love that costume.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't. It's the speedsters, constant speedsters.
So
stuff. I'm
I
just
know.
kinda like,
I'm curious, chat roll. What did you guys think of the Flash premiere? I know a lot of people were kind of hopeful that Flashpoint was just going to be this big,
I think
overarching.
It's the problem that they use with like BVS when you call something BVS or you call something Civil War.
Right.
Flashpoint is such a magnificent, all-encompassing storyline, but to call your TV show that's been in existence for 2 years Flashpoint, you're calling it something that it's not.
Yeah.
It's just
You're setting up unrealistic expectations.
right, and
Right.
it's not. Yeah.
I thought there were definitely cool points of the episode. Whenever you get the guy who plays Cisco Ramon to do a different character,
Oh my God, is he a good actor?
He's
God,
really good.
he's phenomenal.
he's a guy that you could drop him into Gotham and he'd find
And
the
like,
right tone.
that role could have been over the top, but he was just natural. He's so good, that guy.
Yeah, he
love
winks
him.
at the camera in the best possible way. You know, he sinks right in there. And Grant Gustin is phenomenal.
Well,
he's great. I didn't love Kid Flash so much. I thought
liked him.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. I was on board with him.
Okay.
Why
I thought
didn't it ring with you?
the acting? Like, I don't know.
Performance.
The performance. I don't know. Maybe I need to see more. Maybe like they're gonna do more with it. Now, the interesting thing about Flashpoint is that it's going to have ramifications on Flash for the rest of the season. Even though they wrapped up Flashpoint per se, I think a lot of the rest of the season is dealing with some changes that have happened.
What Eeyore Barthon changed. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you got to deal with it now.
And every time they show him with his mom like getting killed again, like that's always a shortcut to just like, come on. We all have moms.
Have producers talked about how the ramifications of Flashpoint are going to spread out beyond the initial storyline, though, right? We'll see the residue of that later on.
Exactly. Now, one thing I did enjoy a lot more than I expected to, because I didn't watch the last 3 episodes of last season, was Arrow.
It was a soft reboot almost. They had to reboot again.
First of all, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Chat roll, everybody. Do they always use like that many Flash kind of CGI effects in Arrow as they did last night?
No.
I felt like that was a little more.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
I liked it.
Okay.
I especially that shot when he falls out of the plane, the helicopter, and you find him reverse angle shot.
A little different, yeah.
That was kind of cool.
They've taken kind of a soft reboot with this season, I think, because they had enough problems or critiques last year. So they're kind of going back to basics.
I thought the fight scenes last night were excellent.
I thought they were amazing.
I was so impressed with the fight choreography.
Me too. And that's what I used to love the most about the show. And I think what I kind of phased out with last season, it just got bogged down with a lot of stuff that I don't care about.
Right.
So this is cool. I like that Casey Jones is in the show.
Wild Dog.
And how about the actor who was on Walking Dead, who's now
Tyrese. Coleman.
Chad Coleman?
Chad Coleman. Tyrese.
Totally different character.
But still menacing.
Still menacing, but totally different part for him. So
Yep.
good for him. But yeah, really good. And you saw it. So you both saw it, and you were like, did you like better or worse? Or
It's, I fell off after season 4. After all of us on this panel, I was the big promoter for Arrow. I loved Arrow. Last season really kind of let
people
me down.
in the chat roll seem to have thought
But
Arrow was really good last
I think
night,
I'm back
too.
on. It's got some great things
I
coming.
also wanted to show, I know we had the picture. Did you guys catch that Neil Adams
He
sketch?
drew
The drawing,
the
yeah.
sketch when the police
Who
were
is
like...
a classic DC
Oh, it was-
artist. He's done
Tyrese was...
everything.
Tyrese
was holding it up.
holding it up, yeah.
But it was not Tyrese.
No.
Not his
What
name
a
on the
great
show.
Easter egg, though, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was
just
cool.
awesome.
It was really awesome. I actually read his recent Batman that he wrote as well, called Batman Odyssey. Did you read it?
No, it's terrible. Oh my God.
It's terrible.
Oh, wow.
That leads to
It
the fact
is- I
it's like
couldn't
these-
get through
these
it.
guys
It was-
like Stan Lee that try and write now, and they're
Yes, it
writing
was
from
so
a
felt like
voice in the
that.
70s and 60s. It was awful.
But
oh my God.
But what is amazing about Neil Adams is listen to him on one of Kevin Smith's early Fat Man on Batman podcasts. He's on a couple of times. This guy has the best stories.
Oh, yeah.
So
Man, it's a guy like
definitely
him.
listen to Neil Adams. We have to wrap up here really soon. I just want to say, I know you can catch some of Batman Arkham VR. The first 12 minutes, you can watch it. You're not excited for this because it's a
No.
90-minute bull.
But no, it's like they show the VR and you try and take the cowl and your arms are like this because the person's trying to do this and
have you seen it? Did you
I
watch it?
I watched that 15-minute.
I didn't
preview.
watch the 15 minutes yet. So what did you think?
I think the graphics look amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the action that they were showing and what was to get me excited was, all right, now pick up that pencil and write with it. You know, I mean, it's like yeah. The one cool thing I thought was there's the shot where you play the piano to open the Batcave, which I thought was kind of cute and made me
That's cool.
feel happy.
I just don't think VR will ever get the level that people are thinking it will.
Oh.
10 years
like a
from now,
holodeck type.
Let's check back with
record
Mikey
this, yeah,
Kalinowski.
exactly.
You're gonna say ever? Come on, I just
We're
think
not
it's
there
early
yet.
days.
You know what we had 20 years ago?
What's that?
The Game Boy VR. We're not that far different from this one.
Let's
Talk
see.
to Elon Musk about that. He'll
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah.
He's going to Mars. He won't be able to talk to me.
Lucifer. I know someone wants to talk about Lucifer. I haven't watched Lucifer.
I know that's a Striar.
It's hard
That's
for
a
me to
Striar,
get back
baby.
on that train. I'm sorry. Roxy will talk all the Lucifer.
Oh,
It's
and
a
you were so excited for Lucifer.
I was, but I
know.
mean, it's at the end of the day, it was just like it's just how many hours in a week,
There's
man.
too
like,
much
it's
out
just
there.
too many shows. I can't even read comics anymore because there's so many shows. I did watch shout out Across the Aisle, a lot of Luke Cage this week. Definitely got me back in the gym.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like I need to toughen
You
up.
got to get in body shape.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, that's all the time we have here for DC Movie News. Bobby Bognar, what would you like to promote, talk about? How can people find you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Bobby Bognar, Bognar. And this Saturday, I designed a menu for a pestaurant, an all-insect menu that we're going to be holding to raise money for charity, a food bank, on 3rd Street Promenade this Saturday from, I believe, 11 to 2. And if you want to try and eat some barbecue beetle tacos or a Thai mealworm salad or some other cool bug stuff and raise money for a good cause, I'll see you at 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica this Saturday.
Well, I'm sure you got a lot of people that are going to be joining up for that one, huh? Bugs people?
Hey,
Yeah.
bye.
Mikey Kalinowski.
Yeah, at Mike Kalinowski. Guys, we're back. Character Corner. We're just recording. There's so many been getting together. We've got one coming out to cover the Rival. We got one to cover Wild Dog. They're going to be coming your guys' way, so make sure you check those out or talk to me on Twitter.
Awesome.
At Mike Kalinowski. I
Yeah,
love talking to you guys
talk
out
to
there.
Mike Kalinowski.
I love it. I'm doing the AfterBuzz show for MacGyver here.
Oh, you really?
Cool. Yeah, Halloween's a busy time for me with work, with Universal. And that's what I think of that, Universal Studios. So
We'll ignore that.
my co-host Frank Moran has been taking the shepherding lead of that show. But yeah, you can catch me out on AfterBuzz as MacGyver.
Excellent. And do you give people like advice on like how to get out of certain scenarios and things to build? Do you
I
do
just
like
look-
a weekly? We're gonna build a
Frank's the brains of the operation. I'm just the guy in the leather jacket, kind of like MacGyver.
which you definitely need to have.
You do.
Folks. You can find me at Adam Gertler. On the Twitter, Instagram, things like that. I'm on FX on Friday nights talking movies with Sasha Pro Raver.
Oh.
Check us out there. I'll be at Desert Trip this weekend. If you're going, give me a shout out. We can rock out with some old men that have more energy than any of us.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for bringing me in, Adam.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.